All right. Yay. Welcome, welcome, ladies. Happy birthday to Mary Kay Ash. Wow. You know what? It's an exciting day. So, does anyone know what year Mary Kay was born? Just curious. I do not know.
I don't think she ever told us.
A woman who'd tell her age would tell anything.
Well, I might tell anything because I tell my age, but I think we could Google it now. So
Right.
it's probably Googleable. So anyway, but it's Mary Kay's birthday on Monday, and then Jana Strunk's birthday on Friday. And so I'm doing a unit promotion in between, a recruiting promotion. So anyway, I thought let's give some stuff away. Oh, I forgot to get my pom pom.
Yes, happy early birthday.
Thank you. All right. Judy is going to be running the show tonight. She's going to be welcoming us, doing the announcements and all of this stuff. Look at all the people hopping on now. Hey, Kelly Janetti. How's it going in Western Kansas, sister?
It's good. How are you?
Doing good. Are you registered for a seminar?
No, I need to do that. I just got home from work not too long ago, but I do need to do that.
That sounds good.
Ruth is registered and has a room, so
That's awesome. So are you staying with Ruth, or will you, if you need a room, holler at me?
I'm planning to stay with Ruth, yeah.
Okay, hold on. I have to take this call, you guys. It's my son. Hold on. Hello? Yeah, what's up?
I just muted her in case she didn't want to have everyone hear a conversation. When she comes back, she's gonna be like, "What happened?" Like, I just muted you for your privacy.
You're so nice, Jessica.
I'm really good at muting people. I muted you, Gianna, for just in case.
That's okay. Well, my son just left and he was driving. And so I'm like, I have to take that because I know he's not to his destination yet. And I'm like, what's going on? He forgot his basketball. So, and he's going to basketball practice. So anyway, it's all good. Thank you, Jesus.
Surely they have to have more basketballs for him.
Oh yeah. He said, oh, I'll just use a rec ball. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. Anyway, Lori, welcome, welcome. You look beautiful tonight.
Thank you. I decided to wear some brighter colors.
It looks gorgeous.
Thank you. I love your earrings too, by the way.
Thank you. You know, it's funny because I've started buying bigger earrings, and I know that you can identify, Lori, when you have dark hair.
Yes.
You have to buy things that are big enough to stand out.
Yep.
So.
You're right. now I'm going to go buy me some big earrings.
Okay. Well, come on down here and we'll go shopping at Dillard's. That's where I think that's where I got these. They're really lightweight. They're like felt on the back. And
yeah.
so, you know what? When you go to your very first Mary Kay event, Lori, you're going to be like, there's no such thing as too big of earrings.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I am. Oh, yeah.
It's going to be so good.
It is. It's going to be fun.
Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Becky. Hello, Zoom user. Hello, Susan. I said hey to Susan.
Hello, everybody.
Marianne. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Dolores. Miss Melinda. Got Melinda on screen. Laura Pennell. How's everybody doing tonight?
Okay. Hello.
Donna, I'll tell you all, Donna is on a flight right now. And so that's why I get to stand in and pretend to be Donna a little bit tonight. So anyway, so it doesn't say that I'm logged in, but I am actually here. So anyway, just super excited to have y'all here tonight. We're going to have so much fun. Yay. And there's Lisa Shrek. Yay. Hi, Lisa. Great to have y'all on.
Thanks.
So I'm the technical girl tonight. So if anything jacks up, you can totally blame me. All right. So I've got broad shoulders. I take all of the blame. So anyway, I'm your techie girl tonight. Hey, Kathy Pressler. Kathy is there. Girl, there you are. Oh my gosh, so happy to see your pretty face. Shannon, welcome. I'm gonna have to start. Oh, there's Jean is popping on. Marilyn hopped on. Oh my goodness, you guys. So many exciting things are happening right now in the Mary Kay world. So many exciting things. Are y'all ready? Do you perceive it? Can you feel it? Good
Yeah.
stuff. All right. Well, it's 7:00. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our amazing, fabulous, I wish I had her accolades. Like Judy Roman is like a legend in Mary Kay. And if you look, if you become a sales director and you get on our calls, Judy was, she's in the top 20. Actually, all you have to do is go to rewards, and then you can look in the top 20 in the Ruby seminar, and you will find Miss Judy Roman's name for the year. And so, like, not just the month. Our unit was number 11 in the Ruby seminar for last month, but hers is like the year. And so, Judy, I am so excited to hear you tonight. So anyway, take it away, Judy.
Okay, I hope I can live up to all of this. I am very excited because I got my lookbook. And you should be very excited if you participated in the preferred customer program, because all of your customers are also getting the lookbook. And you want to call each and every one of them because there's a lovely sample in this book, but it is difficult to see. And I'm going to show you what it is, because you're going to have to take your customers to the page. And it is a shiny little thing here and a sample of the new Confidently You parfum. And let me tell you, it's been a long time since Mary Kay has come out with a fragrance that has me as excited as I am about this. And Jana and I talked earlier today, and she's kind of wild about it as well. So I think the sales are going to be phenomenal. And the packaging is so beautiful, so unique, so classic, and it sprays beautifully. And I have been wearing it every single day since we got it in our buzz kit weeks ago. So I know that you can hardly wait, and that if you did PCP or you're a star consultant, and usually stars are also PCP, you can order it today, because the ordering started on the 10th for those special people. The rest of you will have to wait until the 16th when it is available for everybody. But these lookbooks are phenomenal. So make sure that you go through it and you know everything in here. All the new products are in here. And see if you were just paging through it as a customer, what would catch your eye that you would want to order. And then call your people so you can write up the orders, okay? $700 wholesale this month gets you a beautiful cosmetic bag. I'm sure Jana probably already has hers. I do not. But it's always so fun to be recognized for ordering. And with the price of postage now, it is so great to have inventory so you can fill the order right there. You don't lose a sale when the person takes the product home and starts using it right away. I have a vision problem. That's why all this takes me a little bit longer. So just be nice to the senior citizen here, okay?
You're doing great, Judy. Hey, Judy.
Oh, I'm just doing great. Seminar. Dun, da, da. Seminar. You can register today on Mary Kay's birthday. I just thought that was so special. So, in the past, seminars have sold out. And those that, didn't get right in there and get it done, didn't get to go. So we are hoping that you will go. It's going to be unique this year because I've been going to seminars since 72. That was my very first seminar. Can you even believe that? And they have always been in Dallas. And this year we are going to Charlotte because they're redoing the convention center in Dallas. And they said, no, you can't come this year and you can't come next year. So it's going to be a new experience for all of us. And, but it's always fun. It's an adventure, right? Okay. What else do we have on here? Next, on Memorial Day, we are not going to have a meeting. So we will tell you next week how that's going to work. But, go have a picnic with your family and have some fun and do satin hands on everybody. Okay. How are we doing on time? All right.
We're doing
So,
great.
okay. Did I forget anything yet?
Just let everybody know when they can order when everyone can order the
May
summer product.
16th. I thought I said that already.
Well,
No?
everybody can order on the 15th.
Before the prices go up.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
You are so welcome.
I'll take you with me everywhere. I wanted to talk to you a little bit before we get into our points about setting a goal for the number of points that you want. You can look at those points and you can go, well, let's see, how can I get the most points this week? And then, have a goal for you that's respectable. Like, are you okay if you have 1,000 points? Is that good? Is it okay for you if you have 500? Or do you just want to beat your best week so far and make it that? So you have to analyze that and decide how you're going to do it so you can put it on your weekly plan. And then, of course, the directors get very excited when our little director thing goes on. So number 7 with 28% is the Harvey unit. Yay, Jessica. And number 6, Susan, how do we say her last name? Heist, whatever. She had 50. Okay, she had 50%. She was number 6. And also Linda Siegel had 50%. So we had 6, I guess. And then Jana, 55% in the number 5 position. And Allison Carter, 63% for the 3rd position. And Donna Scott with 66% for the 2nd position. And well, bless my stars, in the number 1 place is the Judy Roman unit with 67%. Go Wild Things! Woohoo! Okay. Actually, that really did tickle me when I saw that. So thank you, unit. Okay, let's look at our top 10 and see how I can crucify these names. So the first one I know because she's in my unit, Becky Osborne, with 816 points. And that's a great week if you weren't Becky, who's used to having thousands of points, but she had a little fun this week, I guess. And then number 9, Deborah Luco, almost 1,000 points, 900. Congratulations. And you all know how you get your points. I don't think I have to tell each person what they did. And then in the number 7 position, or whatever we are now, Kathy, huh?
Number 8.
Okay, number 8, Kathy Lesage from Jana's unit, yay, with 947. So close to 1,000. Next week, I know you'll have 1,000. And then, this must be 6, Melinda Rodriguez from the Allison Carter unit with 1,140. Good job. And, number 5, Jenny Elkins from the Linda Siegel unit. If you guys knew how hard this, 1,215. And number 4 is Barbara Bell in the Allison Carter unit, 1,768. Great. And then our number 4 is Shannon Schumann in Susan's unit, 1,820. And then our top 3, they are going to talk to us from the heart and tell us how they got all these points because they did an outstanding job. So in the number 3 position is Jennifer Byers in Susan's, Susan's unit. Boy, Susan, you had some, listen to this, 3,456. So can we hear from Jennifer?
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Lay it on us. What'd you do this week?
Same thing I do every week. I am
know.
extremely consistent. I have an event. I have at least 1 or 2 facials. And I am, as you can probably hear a drill in the background, I am under construction in my house. So I have some product here, but I try to put an order in every week if I can, or a big one, depending on what's going on. And I had a new recruit earn my red jacket. She did her 225 also. So I have another team member who we did a Facebook party for her, and she'll be closing out her order and putting in her 225 this coming week. And I have a third person who is signing her agreement, putting in her 225, which will put me up to 6 team members. So I'm very excited about that. And every week, all I can say is consistency, consistency. I work a full-time job. My house is under construction, but every week I not only book, but I have backup books because I know that life gets busy and people reschedule. So I have, face-to-face, I have events, I have Facebook parties going on, I go live with, Fab 5 products. So I just work 4 nights and 1 Saturday and a Sunday night kind of thing. And then I work at my regular job. So I'm just consistent because I have a plan and I know what I want to do. And so I really want to get to where I'm having consistently $1,000 weeks. The last couple of weeks since I got sick, it hasn't kind of worked out that way, but I keep going. I'm staying consistent, and that's what I do. That's just what I do. Same thing every week.
My prediction for you, darling, is that you'll have $1,000 weeks just from your reorder business from all these new customers you're getting. So good job and thank you for sharing. And I know you have another great week this week. Okay, in the number 2 position is Katie Parks, and she is not with us. So Jana is going to speak to her 3,529 points.
Okay, so Katie Jo Parks has been in the business probably for 2 weeks. Katie Jo is the daughter of Lori Parks, who, by the way, has just earned her red jacket this week. So yeah, we got to give her a big shout. And so Katie Jo, she did a launch party in Marysville. And so she had parties. She's done follow-up appointments. She did career talks. She did a 1+1+1. She had a new team member this last week, and she couldn't be with us tonight because she already had a planned time with her father tonight. So anyway, but let me just tell you that something that I noticed that Katie Jo did really, really well, and is she took the suggestions. So when we were talking about having her launch party, So I suggested doing 4 touches, like reaching out. She invited all the people, and then she sent at least 3 text messages out the week in leading up to the party. And so I sent her those texts and I said, okay, send this one out this day, this one out this day, and this one out this day. So people want to support you. They just need a reminder. And so she is so teachable, coachable, trainable, and she loves Mary Kay. So anyway, so yay, Katie Jo, we're so excited for you.
Well, I'll bet you that Lori is very excited too, because that's her personal team member, right?
Right. And she's going to be in her red jacket also. She's going to follow her right into red. And so all of these people are going to be in Lori's future unit.
I'll tell you what, Jana, you've got those girls fired up, tuned in, and going on. So let's hear from Lori with an astounding, I wonder if we've ever had anybody had more points than this. 5,100 points. Lori, tell us how you did that.
You're muted, sister. Hey, Lori, you're on mute. You got to unmute.
Hey, I'm sorry about that. Hi, everybody. Okay, so this last week, I had my launch party. It was very successful. I had about 13 people there. I had a career talk this last week. I did facials. I did 2 Hydra sessions. I don't have my sheet by me, and I should have had it by me, and I don't. But I had to order product. I sold $1,185 worth of product. And it was just an amazing week. And I also earned my red jacket, and I actually got it today, and it's beautiful.
Yay!
I can't wait for all of you to see it. And this next week I did a facial tonight at 5 o'clock. I have a facial tomorrow and a facial Saturday and some follow-up appointments. So I got a busy week ahead too.
Okay, good job. We're just excited to see what you do next, and we can hardly wait to see that red jacket on you.
Thank you.
Okay, Jana, are you going to tell people about going to their breakout rooms? Where'd she go?
Sorry, yes, I'm jumping around here. Okay, so y'all, this is what we're gonna do. You should just be able to go down below. Does everybody see where the breakout rooms are down below?
No,
Is it no? You don't see it?
I don't. I never see the breakout rooms.
It should be a little, if you hover over the bottom, Jessica.
If you have an Android, it's at the top, Jana. Sorry to
Oh.
interrupt.
This
If you have
is
an
a
Android,
Mac. I'm on my laptop.
So, Lori, you should be able to hover over the bottom. Does anybody else see the
Yeah.
rooms?
It also has a little more. It says more on some of ours, and then it.
Oh, I have a more.
Yeah, click on the more, and then it'll pop up breakout rooms.
Oh, yeah, there
Okay.
it is. Thank you.
So
Welcome.
if you have 1 or 2 appointments on your books this week, then you can go into the bronze room. If you have 3 or 4 appointments on your books for future appointments, then you can go to the silver room. And if you have 5 or more appointments on your books, you can go to the gold room. Otherwise, stick around here in this room and you're going to get some amazing training from Susan Haste. So anyway, looks like everybody's popping over to their rooms. Super excited, ladies. Okay, I will stick around here for just a little bit. If you are going into the silver room, I'll be there in a little bit. So I'm going to also, I hope it doesn't close all of the rooms. Okay, I'm going to find Susan Haste. I'm going to make you an admin just in case, or make a co-host. There we go. Okay. All right. I'll be back in a little bit. Hopefully nothing weird happens. If it does, somebody shoot me a text because this is my first rodeo as the techie girl. Okay.
All right. Hey, ladies. right. We think we're good. I'm on my phone, so I know technology and iPhones and all the things. So if you guys have anything, I can't really see the chats from my phone. So feel free to unmute and just interrupt and have a question. I would love for this to be interactive tonight. Um, and so, first of all, I have a few things that I wanted to touch on. Our main subject was time management, but if I am correct, I think this room is like 0 bookings on your books, right? Because I think if you had 1 or 2, then you went to another room. Okay, so I would love for a couple of people just to unmute and kind of let me know like what why do you think you don't have any bookings on your books right now? Like what's holding you back or what's did somebody cancel? Did have you not asked? Like what do you think the real thing is of not having a booking? Do you want a booking? Do you need a booking? Do you, somebody unmute and tell me a couple things.
Hi, good night.
Oops.
I'm Cheryl Ann. I just use the products. I love the products and I use the products. I have a day job and I really don't have a whole lot of friends. But
Okay.
I just buy, products as I need. So I really don't do any booking. I've never did. And, I just use the products for my personal use.
Perfect. Perfect. So would you love to have a booking?
I don't think I'm fully trained in that area. But I'm under Jana, so
Okay.
yeah, I don't have a whole lot of friends, as I said, to really book book.
Right.
I am from the Caribbean actually, and you know, sadly enough, we can't send these products, overseas where, I would have done much better if
Right,
these
right.
products could have gone overseas. Yeah, I don't have a
Yes.
whole lot of friends here. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I
But I,
understand.
I absolutely use the products and I love them. And I use it all the
Good.
time. Yeah.
Good, good. Perfect. Okay, give me a couple more reasons that you feel like why maybe it's you or you feel like people don't have anything on your books right now. Can I have 2 more people shout out for me?
Hey, I just didn't have a really good week for making phone calls. I did try to get some people to the open house to the meeting that I go to here, and they were. I have a problem getting people to the Monday meeting because they don't want to go on Monday nights. And this one was really a fun one because they did like an open house to show the products that are new.
Mhm.
And then they had a cabbie lady that was there as well to show clothes. So um, I had 3 that were interested, but they didn't commit.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I have a problem with Monday nights. And then I also work a full-time job. And so it just kind of depends on the job, on the week, what is going on, whether I can make very many phone calls. So
Right.
this was a down week.
Yes, that's okay. That it happens, right? We all have ups and downs. If we don't go down, then we don't have the mountaintops, right?
Right.
So, yes, so I will hit on those. So, thank you for sharing. Okay, can I get one more person?
Sure. I'm Melinda Rodriguez. I don't have any on my books for this week. And strictly my fault. I did not plan properly, I will say.
Right.
I am in school. I have 2 other jobs other than Mary Kay. I have an 11-year-old and I also have my 80-year-old mom. So kind of busy, but I
Yep.
usually sprinkle it in everywhere, but I'm also doing renovations on the house. So it just got away from me. And
Right.
it's just totally my fault. It's not anything, Mary Kay, because whenever I put my mind to it, I book. It's
Right.
just this week just wasn't the week.
Yes, yes, I get it. I get it. I understand. And thank you for sharing, Melinda. So thank you. Okay, so anybody else, if you want to shout out, like I said, feel free to unmute and shout out, and we will help you with some of those things. So
Okay.
I'm just going to be real and honest. So I, as you can tell, I'm a director. This is my 3rd year being a director, and guys, everything that you guys are saying, like you totally, it's normal. It's normal. And it doesn't really matter what level you're at in the business. Like you're going to run into those things that come in. Like right now, I'm a director and I'm also a kindergarten teacher. And my unit knows like these past 2 weeks, I barely have time to sleep and, do anything else. So, you have that in your business, right? And you just learn how to overcome them. And I will give you some tips and strategies of some things that you could do to help with those kind of things. But it's never going to be cupcakes and rainbows 100% of the time, right? You're always going to have, and that's no matter what job you work at, even as a kindergarten teacher, we have great days, we have not so great days. If you work at a bank, you have great days, you have some not so great days, right? So it's the same thing.
I will
But
say one
really,
thing though, not to
yeah,
cut you off, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
I didn't do any bookings, but I did recruit one person.
Oh,
So I
congratulations.
did get a new team member. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yes,
So, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And there's a lot of work that we do in our business. And sometimes just because like you might do a lot of work in 2 weeks, and then, the next 2 weeks you might not be as full of appointments, but what you did those 2 weeks will show up later, right? So just like your new recruit, somewhere along the way, you talked to her, you built a relationship, she tried the product, whatever it was, but it didn't just happen most of the time overnight, right? So what you did weeks ago is now showing up for you this week with your new recruit. So congratulations. I'm so proud of you. But yeah, so whatever we do in 2 weeks shows up usually in 2 months. What we do in 2 months shows up 2 years, and it just keeps cycling through. Okay. So I can always backtrack too. Like if I'm like, oh my gosh, like this month isn't great. Well, what was I doing a month or 2 weeks ago? Like looking back to see, was I really doing the work to get myself where I need to be for the next month and those kind of things. So I do have a couple stories that I wanted to check my time here. So I have 3 stories from some other directors, and I want to read them to you just so you know, like you're not alone, okay? And the time management piece and all those things. So Andrea Shields, she was working 2 jobs, 70 hours a week, and didn't even have time to go on a date, but worked her business 2 times a month and went to every weekly meeting and was able to quit both jobs and earn 2 pink Cadillacs and earn over $150,000 in 1 year. Just 3 years after joining, her sales got her out of credit card debt. Her first year in Mary Kay, and she likes to tell people that she did not have to talk to a stranger to do it. Okay. So realizing like you don't have enough time, but looking at your schedule to see where you can make the time to get the results like she got. So here's another one. Sandra Kendall. She has 2 kids in high school and working a full-time 50-hour-a-week job in a busy family. She works 2 hours every other Saturday, doing 2 skin care classes a month, and makes $300 to $400 per month, including reorders. And she doesn't even know how to wear makeup or teach how to, or was like she was more of a tomboy, so she didn't know anything about makeup or any of those things, let alone how to teach it. And then it says, do you think that was worth it? Could you find time to do that since there is no time commitment? And my last story is about Linda Kennedy. She teaches piano 60 plus hours a week, all during the weeknights and almost didn't start Mary Kay because she didn't think she had the right time to work Mary Kay. She is currently a director, and she's working 12 hours a week with, well, this is when she was in DIQ. She was currently was in DIQ, working 12 hours a week with Mary Kay on the weekends only, and still has a great husband, kids, and teaching piano lessons. So really, you have to find what works for you. Okay. And so I always tell people, especially we're working another job. So I totally understand that because, like I said, I'm a kindergarten teacher. I'm a Mary Kay director. My husband's a teacher. We also have a party bus, a DJ. We have DJ systems. We have a photo booth. We do photography. So, and we have 2 kids. So when we say we're busy, like we're busy. And that's not even, kids basketball, wrestling, like all the things. So you have to learn how to sprinkle Mary Kay in and around your life. Okay. So the first thing that I would do, and I'm sure you've heard this before, and I heard it a million times, and I always got sick of hearing it until I finally did it, but a weekly plan sheet. So that is your first thing. Get a weekly plan sheet. Look at your whole week, write everything down, like from when you have to get up, where you have to be, and color code them. Okay. So throughout your week, you can kind of see what spaces do you have time where you could fit in Mary Kay, either in person or virtually. And so we have a calendar on our refrigerator, and I also have my calendar in my, my date book in my purse that I always use. And it's, I just make sure both calendars are always the same. But that's on our home calendar too, on the refrigerator. Everybody's color coded. So we know if Nate has a basketball practice, if Tinley has dance class, we know who's going where and what they're doing each night. So doing that, really planning out your week, and seeing when you have extra few minutes to do Mary Kay, because Mary Kay doesn't have to be a 9 to 5 job, right? Or a 3 to 6 job or whatever. Like you can do 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 15 there, where it adds up to be, that you put in 2 to 3 hours of work a week, but you don't all have to do it in that one setting. Does that make sense? So it's some things that helped me be able to do Mary Kay while, okay, what are some of the strategies I use? One of the things I started doing is doing the 5 a.m. club. So if you've never heard of that, it is, I think Mary Kay, I don't know the whole story on that, but I don't want to say she promoted it or she said that the 5 a.m. club, like she would wake up at 5 a.m. every day. And I think that gave her like an extra, I forget if I forget who's on here with me.
I think
But
it's like an extra day in every week.
Right. Yeah. It gives you like a whole nother like 24 hours or something, but it adds on to your day. But really, that 5 a.m. time has really helped me because everybody else is asleep. I can get things done that need to be done, whether it's Mary Kay or home or, like the back office of things. And then if you're not a morning person, maybe you do that in the evening. You stay up an hour later if you are morning or something. But just, trying to adjust your sleep schedule just a little bit, not hours upon hours, but tweak it a little bit to give yourself a little extra time. On my lunch period. So I'm a school teacher. We get lunch, we get 20 minutes. So I'd go to my classroom and I'd have my list of people and I would send messages and I would just text them during my lunch period. So, and then when school would get out, if they responded back to me, then I could respond after school, but I would do that during my lunch period. 5 to 10 minutes before you get home. So before I come into the house, I would take 5 to 10 minutes. I would set on my alarm and I would do any kind of booking or whatever coaching calls that I needed to do in that time frame while before I went in the house and had to take care of the family and the kids and all that kind of stuff. So just finding those little pockets of time is going to be huge in your business. And then one of the other things is doing your 6 most important list. So always write out what are the 6 things that for your business that I have to do tomorrow to make your business to move forward. So when you write those out, that next day, when you get to your lunch break, you already know oh, I'm doing this, and you can check it off, right? So you already know what you're doing in those little time slots because you wrote it out the night before. Like, these are the 6 things you have to get done. If you don't get them all done, then those bottom 3 that you didn't get to move to your top 3 for the next day, right? But you want to, shoot for 6, try to get all 6 done in one day. But if you can get that 6 most important list and get in a routine of doing that, like, I'm going to make 5 attempts today. I'm going to do 5 coaching calls today. I'm going, whatever it is that is going to help your business. So those are the things that I'd recommend the most, is the 6 most important list, the weekly plan sheet, and finding times where you can work in little 15-20 minute pockets.
I have a question.
Yes.
So what if one of the reasons that I have not really pursued booking is because I'm afraid I'm going to be the one that has to cancel, whether it's virtually or in person, because of my other job and the kind of management role, you could say, that I'm in, and it's starting to ramp up. So that's one of the things that's holding me back.
Right. So, because you're afraid you'll have to cancel on them.
Yeah, and I think that looks bad.
Right. Yes. But I don't know. I have 2 thoughts on that. So first thought, I feel like people know you're real, you're human. You know what I mean? So if you have to cancel, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, you just reschedule, and you may, if you don't know 100% that you can be available that day, maybe just, being authentic and just telling that when you're booking them. I don't know how to say that without it. And who's your director? Or you
My
don't have to say.
adopted director is Jana.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was gonna say, you may ask your director and ask her what her thoughts are. But I don't know. Do you have any time, sometime in your week where that the other job will not be affected? Could you do virtually, or because virtually you wouldn't have to cancel as much, I wouldn't think.
So my thought is, like, my day off is Sunday, maybe Saturday night and Sunday night I could book a in person on Saturday night and hopefully hold it, and that I get home like on time. And then Sunday night, as long as I don't have to work, or I just say, hey, I have to go, I don't know,
Right.
so that I can hold my virtual appointment at, I probably wouldn't hold it any time before 7, more like 8.
Right. 8 at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And I don't go to work with like a lot of makeup on, but some makeup on, and my hair is not done because it's agriculture.
Right.
So I think the other thing is just learning to show up authentically and not always dressed to the 9.
Right. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, I forget who, one of the ladies that shared earlier, I forget which one it was now, but she kind of mentioned about not knowing, not knowing what to do. So you don't book a party because you're like, well, I don't know how to do it, what to do. So I just don't do anything. I think, that's kind of along those same lines. And you can you don't have to know everything or anything. Like, you just have to start. I always compare Mary Kay is like a lot like teaching, because like as a teacher, you have your lesson plan, like you write out like your ideas, like, okay, this is what I want to teach. So it's the same thing with Mary Kay. So you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna do skincare. So I'm gonna, do the time wise. I'm gonna talk to him about this. Like, you kind of plan it out what you're gonna talk about, why you love it, what products you want to talk about. But then it didn't have to be perfect. When you get done, you will reflect and you'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to do that different next time. Or, I'm going to change it and say it better this way. And I know Mary Kay always wanted consultants to earn why they learn. So, like, learning about the product from your director or other directors that are doing parties, you bring the people to them. They are teaching the class. You're learning how to teach the class because you're following that director or whoever's having the party. But yet you're earning money because you're bringing people to them and you're learning how to do it. So then you can take off and have your own parties and do them on your own. You know what I mean? So I think it's really just, some of it is just getting with your director or somebody close to you that does virtual or in person, that you can like work together and have, like I said, have parties where you're watching them teach the class so you know how to teach it for future classes. And then, really just, looking at your schedule. And so do you work 7 days a week?
Right now, 6, but it's gonna turn into 7, I think.
It's going to turn into 7. Yeah. So for you, what I would probably do is I mean, I would, especially because your schedule is not 100%, I would work virtually. I would learn how to work virtually and how to do things. I mean, there's texting parties. There's so many different avenues that you could work where you are working your business, you're getting reorders, you're doing that kind of stuff, but it's working for you like behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's my opinion, is virtually would probably work better for you. So getting training on that and what that's going to look like, because then you won't have to cancel on people because it's just virtually. If you do a text party or if you do a Facebook party, a posting party, like things like that, where you don't have to necessarily cancel. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. So any other questions? I think we have 2 minutes left.
Susan,
Yes.
I would like to recommend that these people who don't have the confidence level to go do things right away is to get all the training they can on their InTouch system, which is fabulous, because everything you need to know about every single product or any type of appointment you want to do is available there. And you can do that any time of the day or night. And the other thing that I found, because I was like you when I started, I had 2 little kids. I taught school every day, night school 2 nights a week, was meal planning.
Oh,
Is
yes.
to get it all done for 2 weeks at a time and put it on your weekly plan sheet, because what I see women do on a daily basis, opening the refrigerator door, trying to decide, what are we having for dinner tonight? And all of that just magnifies the amount of time you invest in it. Whereas if you plan it, you have gone to the store and you bought it all, that always made a big difference for me. And my director taught me to cook while I book and get it in the crock pot.
I like that. Cook
Yeah.
while I book. I love that. Yes, I totally agree. Crock pot meals, Instant Pot, Like, even if you could take a Sunday and like you're saying, like freezer prep, and so that way when you do need it 2 weeks down the road, you can pull it out and you've got it. So that is, yes, that is huge. And In Touch, there is so much training on In Touch. And there's so many different party ideas, which I know we're going to be coming up on that in a few weeks about different ways you can have parties. But, and I'll tell you something else too that I learned along the way is I'm a perfectionist. I want everything to be perfect. When I started teaching kindergarten, I would put on my bulletin board, and if it was off by an inch, I had to take the whole thing down and move it over. Okay. That was 16 years ago. I do not do that anymore. When I get it up, it goes up, and I don't care how much is off, it stays. But how you relate that to Mary Kay is I would do that with Mary Kay. I'd be like, I can't book because I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know anything about the products, and I don't know, again, I want it to be perfect. So I'm not doing anything until I know it's perfect. And what I found, especially going into becoming a director, is sometimes you have to book the appointment, and then you're like, okay, a party is on Friday. I got to get something figured out. You know what I mean? Because then it makes you figure out how I'm going to do it, what I'm going to do, instead of waiting for the perfect, because it's never going to be perfect. And then once you do the first one, then you're going to start getting some experience, and you're going to start saying, okay, I'm going to do this different next time. It just starts snowballing, and you'll start reflecting and being like, okay, well, I'm going to say this next time, or I'm not going to, whatever. You'll learn from yourself, but you just got to start. And
Right.
then all the pieces will start falling together.
Oh,
So,
Susan, hi, my name's Michelle. I'm not sure if you saw my hand raised or not.
oh, no, go ahead. Sorry, I'm on my iPhone, so I apologize. Go ahead, Michelle.
No, so I've only done like one facial, and that was with my mom. And I had no idea what I was doing. But I took that big binder that you get when you first get all your stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of went through the flip charts with that, like with my mom. And we just had like the funnest time ever. So I just made it like really, really super fun. And I may have another facial next week. It's kind of, I'm hoping for another one next week with my coworker. But
Yes.
but yeah, it's just like I like to have a lot of fun with things, and so I just made it really super fun for my mom, and we laughed, we had a good time, we did like the mask and the what's the scrub? We did the scrub thing and the pore minimizer and then she was just so like, oh my gosh, my face feels so amazing. And now she's like, okay, well, now I want to get through all these store-bought stuff so that I can buy your stuff. Because your Mary Kay stuff is so much better than this stuff, the store-bought
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, I just kind of went with it, went with the flow and and made it fun for her. And it's just people are said they don't know a lot about makeup. I don't do a whole lot of makeup either. I mean, I wear makeup, but I don't know.
Right.
I'm more into the facial, so like I
Yes.
just wanted to make that come really quick.
Well,
Just go with it.
yes, I'm so glad you did. I thank you for sharing that, because yes, and I think that's another thing too. You take a lot of pressure off yourself if you can just tell people like, "Hey, I'm doing some training. My director has challenged me. I have some. Yeah, I've got to share the product with 5 people this week. Can you be one of my 5 people?" And just tell them I don't know what I'm doing. But I would tell people too, like, can I borrow your face? I promise to give it back to you. Like, and I think just letting people know and being authentic, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I need to practice. Can I practice on you? And then that kind of lets you be free. And then, there's not that pressure of, being perfect. And I know a director's training I was watching a few weeks ago. And I love how she said it. When she goes to a party, she says, that they introduce themselves and she's like, well, now you're my friends. And she said, and it's okay to mess up in front of your friends, right? Because your friends support you, they love you. And so she just kind of tells everybody at the beginning, like, we're friends now. So if I mess up, if I do something, not a big deal, because we're all friends. So that's the other thing too. It's just, yeah, just let them know, hey, I got to practice. And it may sound silly, it may be, whatever, but just roll with it and let me practice on you,
Awesome. All right. Thank
Awesome.
you so much, Susan.
Awesome. We are back. I'm glad. Looks like everyone had a great time. I love this training, everything that we did. And I'm going to close this out. I want to close this out with one of these God Thought cards. So if you don't have these yet, you can just go to godthoughtcards.com and you can put these in your customer reorder bags. You can give them to consultants. They're just great to read each day. I love these cards. But this one made me think about, you might not be able to see what's going to happen in your business. You might not see like the next big step, but if we just keep being consistent, pampering faces, sharing the career opportunity, that's when this dream grows, where it's like, oh my gosh, I just pampered a few ladies and they joined my team and then they became good customers and all this stuff. And it's just, if we can keep believing, then we can start seeing. So this God Thought card says, I will not limit my life to what I can physically see before me. Opportunities are vast and possibilities are beyond what I can imagine. Opportunities are vast and possibilities are beyond what I can imagine. For we live by believing and not by seeing. So believe in all the great things that you are about to achieve in your business and keep setting those goals and stay consistent. And that's when, this success will come and all of the great things that you've dreamed of. So just, keep on, don't limit to what you can see and great things will happen in your business. So thank you guys so much for being on the training tonight. We look forward to meeting with you and seeing you next week. Have a great week. All right.